In this world, there are two types of organizations. Those that are ISO or API certified and those that want to be. Which one is your organization? Hi, my name is Mireaux and I'm with Mireaux Management Solutions. If you are looking for ISO or API advice, you are in the right place. After helping hundreds of companies pursue ISO or API certification over the years, I can tell you the difference is more than just a certificate. There's a shift that happens inside a company, a change in mindset. And that's what I want to share with you today. Not just our story, but the story that I have seen unfold time and again with our clients. The pride, the clarity, the alignment once they become certified. Before certification, most companies feel a bit unsteady. They are doing well, sure, but there's usually a lot being held together by experience, habit, and a few key people who know everything. Things work, but barely. Processes vary from one team to another. Training is informal, and leadership, they don't know how to measure performance beyond deadlines or revenue. So they come to us not because something is broken, but because they know there is a better way. They want a structure, they want consistency, they want growth, but with control. So that's what we see for a company that is not certified. Now, how certification changes a company. When a company commits to certification, whether it is ISO 9001, API Q1, ISO 27001, or any other standard, everything starts to align. You see the silos begin to dissolve. There is no more my department, your department. We look at things as a process. People speak the same language. Policies and procedures are no longer just binders sitting on a shelf. People are actually using it, contributing to it, going by it, referencing them, and being audited by them. They become tools that people actually use. We've seen companies transform from being reactive to now being more proactive at looking for opportunities to improve. We've seen companies go from, we've always done it this way, to here is the best way to do it. It is not an overnight change, but when it happens, you can feel it. Now, let's see how employees feel. I know what you're thinking, that employees don't want to be bothered, that they don't like change. And you probably think that they are not going to follow, right? But this could not be farther from the truth. And if you ask employees, especially those on the front lines, those who are building the product or providing the services, many of them describe the feeling relief. They now have clear work instructions that they can refer to, job descriptions that will make sense, that say what their responsibilities are. They can see expectations that are realistic and measurable. And that's what they want to see. They want you to tell them what is it that they are supposed to do, how, and what is expected of them. Now, I know you want them to have their own selves, to do their own way, and maybe to apply their knowledge and experience, but they still want direction, and they still want to see that everybody follows these same patterns, these same processes. And you know what? They like that. They like having a shared goal with their team. One employee at a company, I remember telling me that for the first time, he felt like he knew what was expected of him. And that is wonderful, right? You want them to feel like they know what they are supposed to do, as opposed to them saying, well, I don't know, nobody told me, I'm here. So they are creating their own little ways, their own processes, because in the absence of processes in place, they will put their own. And that's what's happening when you find somebody not following what you told them, is because there was no process. This is what being certified to ISO or API brings. is a sense of organization and what the expectations are. When employees know what to do, how to do it, and why it matters, they become more engaged, more confident, and more invested. Now let's see how managers feel when you get certified. Managers describe a feeling of being in control again. They are no longer chasing problems, but they are leading with a purpose. They have processes, procedures, policies in place that they can now say, follow the processes, follow the policy, follow these, as opposed to just trying to make up their own little rules in the absence of the company having them. They have a system they can coach their teams within, and they have the support of top management through a shared vision and direction. What's really powerful is when managers realize they are not managing departments in silos or isolation anymore. They are all part of a unified management system. I remember one quality manager telling me, now I don't feel like I'm fighting against the current. Everyone is rowing in the same direction because you have the person at the top, the leader, the president, all the way to the people doing the work on the shop floor, all rowing to the same common goal. So that's what ISO or API certification can bring. Very much organization, a sense of direction, a sense of pride. And I don't want to brag about it, but if you use our WebQMS software, then there's even more power to you, as people are able to see everything, their NCRs, their MOC, their lessons learned, their CIPs, everything at their fingertips, so that they don't have to go looking for somebody and looking for that information that somebody might have it somewhere where it's not available. Now, how do leaders feel? For top management, I can assure you certification has to bring a peace of mind. I don't know how other way you go as a manager or as a leader, as an executive, go home, and if the plant is running, how could you feel everything is going smooth when you have no processes or procedures in place? I could not think of that. Really, that's just asking for problems. But if you know there are systems in place, there's policies, procedures, forms people have to fill out, and processes that people have to follow, wouldn't you as an executive go home and feel like, I know things are going to go right? And you know what? If they go wrong, you also know that there is a process for continual improvement. There is a process for corrective action, for CIPs to follow, and so you're going to get better and improve if mistakes are made. You know that there is accountability at every level, and that organizations can scale. Being certified helps your organization be able to scale, get bigger, without losing its way. Very few companies want to stay how they are. Most companies want to succeed and grow in terms of people, in terms of revenue. And what better way than using the ISO or API framework to do it? Certification can definitely help leaders sleep better at night, especially when it comes to risk, quality, information security, and safety. We've seen leaders walk into surveillance audit with confidence, no fear, because they trust their teams and their teams trust the system. And if the system was put correctly, it was implemented by having the right minds and actually doing the right things, then they will all be proud to show it to your customers, show it to the register, show it to API. But if it was put shady, of course, that's when you don't want to show it to nobody and you want to just rush through whatever you need to try to show because it was haphazardly. Now, let me tell you about our own journey. I haven't mentioned that we've gone through these certifications ourselves. At Mireaux Management Solutions, we became ISO 9001 certified in 2012. And at that time, we're a small company, so for us, it's a big deal. It's a big expense, really. But I felt like, how could we coach our customers and tell them that this is the way to go when we ourselves don't even have that way or don't even have a certification. So we've been certified to 9001 since 2012, and then in 2014 we even added ISO 27001, the Information Security Management System. So we are dually certified to a quality management system and an information security management system because we want to safeguard our customer information when we help a company get certified, or when we do their audits, or through our software. We want to let them know that we are protecting their information. Going through this certification ourselves gave us an entirely new level of understanding, and respect for what our clients experience. It's really not easy, but it's definitely easier to tell you how to do it and see you going through the audit than for us having to do it ourselves and go through our audits. We understand you. There's a lot of preparation and there's a lot of upkeep. So if you put processes in place or systems in place that you cannot sustain, they will quickly deteriorate and actually not even be followed. But if you do it right, everything works great and it will help your company. So I would say it's definitely worth it, because certification doesn't just improve the system, it actually elevates the culture. So if your organization is still asking, should we do this? Should we become certified? My question is, what's holding you back? Why wouldn't you want to do it? We've helped companies in all industries of all sizes move from chaos to clarity, from firefighting mode to confident execution. Whether it's ISO 9001, 27000, API Q1, Q2, or any other standard, the benefits go far beyond the certificate. And when that certificate finally arrives, frame, hang up, and celebrate it, there's a shift in the room. You can see it in the smiles, you can hear it in the way people talk about their work, you can feel it in the confidence they carry. So they are no longer a want to be, but they've become an are. And you can too. And we're here to help when you're ready. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you understand the difference between not being certified and becoming certified to any of the ISO and API standards.